Coach, Baxter, Coach, 4 wins in a row. Coming away with the win at home. What's kind of got you guys on the high roller, and what's keeping you moving?
We're getting a couple bodies back. We starting to truly believe in ourselves, and we starting to hone in on the things that we can do great. There's 3 categories that we got to take care of, and we getting to taking care of them is rebounding the ball, making our free throws, and them turnovers. We gotta change those 3 things, and we just starting to believe right now. And like I said last week, we tired of losing. We done been beat, and now we playing people that we know we can measure up against, and we're coming out with the win.
Okay, Coach, like I said, I may be mistaken, but you correct me. This is the first time I've seen us in a conference game where we kind of just led from start to finish compared to the other 4 games. First of all, when you saw, that we were up early like we were, what was going through your mind?
Oh, stay the course. I don't even look at that score. It's all about how we playing in the moments. And I felt like we was playing good in the first half, so I just kind of stayed out of their way. But for the most, in the second half, we went back to that little funk we always get into with them turnovers for just careless, and I call them elementary. That's my word for it. But we just finding ways to win right now, and I think our group has finally figured out who each other is, and they're using each other to the best of their abilities.
Okay. And the other thing was, I guess the key. I would say the key to the game was forcing, I think they had 29 turnovers, scoring, I think we scored like 30 points. I'm not quite sure.
Yep, 30.
Can you just talk about that, and was that something that you focused on against South Carolina State today? Why were we so successful?
They had 2 sets that we went over that I noticed that they're going to go to one of those 2 sets pretty much the whole game, and we went over them. And this morning in shoot-around, I had to get in coach mode to make them understand the slides of the offense, and once we got that, we knew it was going to be tough for them to score. And we knew, I won't give my secrets away, but we knew with their bigs don't shoot jumpers, so they always outside the paint. So if you notice, we kept our big in, and anytime they try to get those curls, they was curling right into a big thugger right here.
Big thugger. Able to get to the rack at will. Kind of seemed like you were just having your way out there. What did you see in South Carolina State's defense that allowed you to score so easily?
I don't know, but I think we were prepared really good. So, proper preparation, leads to good performance.
Okay. Now, as far as the fast start, is that something, because of what happened, is that something that y'all focused on coming into this game?
Today, we definitely said that before the game, that we wanted to make them call the first timeout. And, in most games, we've been calling that timeout. I have to save my timeouts because of our bodies. But now we're dressing 10, so I don't have to be so much saving it as much now. I can call that first one. But today, our goal was to make them call the first timeout, and we did that.
Okay.
Yeah, Coach, and I know you mentioned earlier, as far as the turnovers, you guys were getting a bit of a funk. I believe it was first half 5 turnovers, in the second half it was around 11. So when you get in that funk, how do you guys kind of work your way out? What can you say to the team to motivate them to be smarter with the ball?
Most of the time, it's confidence issues with them. Sometimes they've been in a situation where they got to handle the ball. And I just asked all of them in the locker room just now. When you was in high school, who had to handle the ball on your team? All of them like, so now that you're in college, you don't handle the ball no more? So if you act like you act tonight or in certain situations, if you did that with your high school team, how many games would y'all truly win? All of them like, none. So bring that to me. Don't come to Central and act like you can't dribble when you've been dribbling your whole life. And that's the thing, confidence with certain ones, and we're freshmen in those areas, but confidence with them handling the ball and getting us into our offense.
Coach, it seemed like you guys were just more conditioned today. With a game this week, too, as well. Can you talk about the conditioning throughout the week?
That was major for us. Last year, we had the same break. We did not have a game, and I can't remember that first game out. We struggled. So I made it a point this year to get a game in between this little break right here. I wish we had one before all the other breaks, but we got the sluggishness out Thursday night. And I knew South Carolina State didn't have a game, so I knew that 8-day swing. I know how we are off of 8 days, so I knew if we can jump on them early before they catch their legs, we can get the game over with, and we got lucky enough to do that today. But Coach Tim does a heck of a job with those ladies. They ain't going to quit. They're going to run their stuff, and they're going to play hard for 40 minutes.
Can you speak a little more at the beginning of the season? You mentioned you have a lot of freshmen on your team, and it's beneficial that they don't get those minutes now. Can you speak more on the development now that you're on the 4-game win streak? More about that.
Well, basically, when they all got here, we had 8 returners. So we wasn't looking for any of them to be really impact right away. It was going to be tough for them to touch the floor above 10-plus minutes a game. But losing 4 starters before we bounced the ball in our first game, it put them in a situation where they had to play 20-plus minutes right away. And if you look at them in the beginning of the year and you look at them now, you can definitely tell they done grew up some. We ain't grown yet. We still on the porch on that leash, but we getting there, and they're growing with each game. And I tell them now, they're not a freshman anymore. You done played too many minutes to be considered a freshman.
Got a question for Jada. I'm gonna make you talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like inside players, y'all dominate the paint. Like I said, you had a good game. Morgan had a good game. Can you say what was the key to the inside players playing so well tonight for today?
Our guards feeding us at the right times, and we compete in practice. So Morgan makes me better every day. I play hard against Morgan, so it's constant growth.
And I'm on her all the time about being consistent. Jada can be really, really good. And if the kid, she's a crowd pleaser, number one. She get out up and down the floor. She shot out a rocket against Pfeiffer. Got a steal, went coast to coast. But Jada can be one of the top players in this league. When she hits that maturity level, she's a redshirt freshman. But when she hits that maturity level and that work level, and we can count on her every day, Jada's going to be a really good. I think she can be all conference in this league if she buy into it.
Jada, you had your way down low, but they kind of sagged off and left you open at the top of the key. And you were able to make it, put it right through with the swish. What do you think you can improve on moving forward and keeping that high level of play?
I think I'd be a way better player if I conditioned more. So, I can still work on that right now, but when the off season comes, just working harder.
Jada,
Yeah.
last question for me. Do you feel like the team is peaking? You got 9 conference games left, getting into the meat of it now. Do you feel the team is peaking?
For sure.
Why is that?
I think we're just playing better together, learning each other more, and like he said, we are a young team, but having the vets around us, picking us up, leading us, telling us what to do, we're definitely growing, and it's only up from here.
Coach Baxter putting wins together in a row. What can we look forward to seeing next week?
Next week, I get a whole week to prepare. So we're gonna work on a lot of stuff. We're gonna come up with a game plan, and we're gonna go up there and we're gonna go challenge Norfolk. Yeah, they're a really good team. Don't get me wrong, really good team. Well coached, got great players. They deep. They play together for a long time, and we ain't afraid of them. I told y'all when I first got the job, we want all the smoke. We looking for it, and here come Norfolk. They number 1. They ranked number 7 in mid-major, I think. So they put their shoes on like we do. They better be ready, because we're going to be ready.
Congratulations on the win, Coach.
Appreciate it. Eagle pride.